our scope process being done. And this is one of the quotes out of there, decisions were made without regard for long-term impact. We can have enough of this knee-jerk reaction, as I call it. We need to have, be proactive. That's how you think about what's happening now, and we think about what's gonna happen in the future, okay? So we need council members, that'll also be able to hold the city manager accountable. I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, we're gonna let him do whatever he wants to do, basically, because he's a city manager, he knows how to run the city, and I don't. Well, yes, he's got certain credentials that we don't have, and he's certainly more qualified than I am. But as a council person, you have an obligation to keep certain things in check. That's our check and balance here, and we cannot afford to give that away. We would be remiss to give that away. So any council member that does, in my opinion, doesn't deserve to be sitting at that table. That means they don't want to do their job. Okay, we need Mr. Olson, good guy, I'm sure, there's no doubt in my mind. And there's a proposition that's coming up, but I don't want to give anything away. Those people still, to me, need to give some due diligence back to the citizens of Killeen.
Right.
Gain some goodwill, some trust. Then when you do that, then we can talk about other things later. You start giving too many things away before you know it, you got no leverage. You can't do that. And he is an employee. Now, he's an expensive paid employee.
Yes.
But nonetheless, he's an employee.
Right.
Okay? Now, he runs the city. Let's make no mistake about that. Let's be very clear about that. But there are some things where the council people still control. That's our check and balance. We need to make sure that we have it. That's what I'm trying to say. So, council members are elected to do this work for the citizens of Killeen. That means providing quality of life through the following, okay? So that goes back to checks and balances I was talking about, oversight, okay? And then keep up with and improve the quality of life for citizens. Quality of life for citizens is what this man does for us. He's a lifesaver, literally. To me, my first and number one obligation to citizens, if I'm blessed enough to be elected as a council person, is make sure that you guys have public safety, number one issue, should be taken care of. Should be no worries about that. That your streets are good enough to drive around, because it's not just us. You don't think these trucks take a beating that these guys drive around? It's not just for us, it's for them as well. So people don't think about that. So when you look at this matrix for quality of life, this is something I've seen over and over again, and it seems not to change. First one is community safety and security. Same thing I've been preaching. Prosperity and diversity, culture and education, community well-being, and quality environment and sustainability. Okay? So most important to the least important. All of them are important, but this one is the most important, in my opinion. Okay? It goes back to that thing that we've talked about too, perception is reality. If you think you have a lot of crime even though you don't, and you think it's in one area, that means that people aren't going to go there. Because the perception is reality to them, so the reality is their perception. It works back both ways. Right or wrong. So I'm going to get into public safety. Okay, we're going to talk about the police here a little bit. So we talked about their job.